Welcome to ATB TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti at the Ballarat Race Track. And Pete, it's a beautiful sunny morning and we've got 9 horses of ATBs trialling amongst the 14 trials, and we're about halfway through. And we've seen some pleasing results so far.
It's been good, Darren. Yeah, actually it's 10 because Grand Arrow is actually bowling around as well. Yeah, sun out of Ballarat. It's not October, is it?
No, but I'll tell you what, we've had a lot of new horses trial this morning. They're unraced and some promising little gallops there. They'll all go and have another trial in 10 days at Burrumbeet, and then we'll be off to the races with some of them.
Yep.
And we should be able to see some of these horses racing in September, which is very exciting for these 2 and 3 year olds.
Yeah, exciting for the Silver Stratum and a few like that we haven't seen on the racetrack, and they're collectively having their first little jump around in race type like conditions. Yeah.
Righto, Pete, as we stand up here in the corporate box at Ballarat, out of the cold, let's go through last week's results and you can lead us through it.
Well, we go right back to the Saturday where we were very pleased with Tayu's first up performance at Caulfield.
Yeah, we were. Look, first up over 1400. We weren't expecting a great deal from him first up, but he was 3 wide with no cover and pushed 4 wide, pushed 6 wide on the corner. And look, honestly, I thought he was going to drop out and run last on the corner. He was 10 lengths off him, but he really charged the line. Got beat 2.5 lengths and the second fastest last 600 of the race. And I know he's been black booked on a few sites around the country. So look, he's looking forward to a very good, promising preparation, outstanding run, and he'll go to Caulfield in a couple of weeks. And as he gears up for these longer races.
Brad was fairly excited when he got off. Yeah, I think he'd be pretty keen to stay on, although Brad himself is injured.
He's out for 3 weeks, so he won't be riding. We'll have to find a new rider.
Yeah,
they'll be queuing up.
We'll move forward to Sunday because that's where Brad actually hurt himself. We found a winner in Princess Hussey. Brad actually couldn't take his ride on Imaging after doing an abductor muscle, trying to get on Imaging, and we had Ben Mellon jump on Imaging, who finished a disappointing 7th, but Princess Hussey, back to her, she was fantastic.
Look, don't like having 2 horses in one race, everyone knows that, but sometimes you've got no choice. Princess Hussey has been going just fair this prep, but she hates the wet and needed to get onto a firm track, which she got onto a firmish track, and we knew she'd run an improved race. I don't think anyone thought she'd win, and she got up at about $22 and was very good. And it was a great ride by Damien Lane.
Fantastic ride.
Great ride, and he's a great rider in good form, and that was great. So congratulations. Isn't it good that Princess Hussey, 4th up, gets on a dry track, wins, and now hopefully we've got a couple of months of racing on firmer tracks for her.
Yeah.
And she should be able to pick up another one in 10, I think, in the right sort of class.
Especially having been twice a midweek city winner, so the opportunity there for her to pick up another win for sure.
Imaging's just had enough. He doesn't run a mile. He's been in a long time, and whilst he's won a couple of races, you can say he's been disappointing overall. But talking to Darren Weir about him, I'm actually taking him home today to the paddock. He just said, look, we've learned a lot about the horse. We know he doesn't run a mile. We know he needs the earmuffs on. He's got a few tricks, and we should have a better preparation next time we hear his comments. So that was Bendigo Sunday.
Yes, then we had a couple of days off. Race-wise, and we moved to Wednesday with Martha's Moment at Seymour and Typecast at Canterbury.
Yeah, well, Martha's Moment was disappointing. She was up to 2,000, back on a firmer track. Senior rider went on. We were expecting something better, but she went terrible, even though we did ease her up late. But I think it's probably time that we look at maybe moving Martha's Moment on, but we'll make that decision in the coming week. Typecast went to Sydney at Canterbury with the Snowdens and ran really well. I know she finished 7th, but she was only beaten a couple of lengths, and she really never got a clear crack. She was sort of stuck on the fence and never went to line. I don't think he hit it once.
She looked like she was she wasn't happy amongst them.
No.
Plenty to offer.
Exactly, and Snowden was happy with the run, probably give her one more before turning her out. But I can tell you now, those first 6 horses that beat her home, I know the winner's going straight to a listed or group race in Sydney, and I think if you back those first 6 horses, or including Typecast 7, I think you'll find that'll be a very, very strong race. One of the commentators said this could easily be a Group 3. They were all out of super mares, super size, out of super yards. So,
and if you looked at the trainers, it went Waterhouse, Hawks, Van Dyke, Snowden. So yeah,
no, a strong race, and certainly, you know, she had excuses there. She got bumped a couple of times, but found the line okay without winning.
Yeah. That is it for the runners for the week. So now we look ahead. We look ahead, and we do have a fair few runners coming up. Kicking off with Mildura tomorrow, where I might trek up to the north of the state, and we'll have a look at Stringer Bell debut, and All Roads go round.
All right. Well, All Roads is crying out for the 1800. Would have been crying out probably for 2000, but anyway, Mildura, we get a firmish track, which is what we think she needs. The extra distance, down in grade. Really, she needs to find something.
Yeah.
Stringer Bell, first up, lovely young colt by Street Sense. Got a good opinion of him. His trials have been good. It's his first start tomorrow. Look, obviously, whatever he does tomorrow, he'll improve in. But I don't think anyone will go away disappointed tomorrow. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to Darren about whether he thinks he's a winning chance, but I'm sure he's a top 4 chance.
Yeah, for sure. Then we move on to Saturday. We're back at Moonee Valley, and we have Firehouse Rock with the shades back on, and also a Basso.
Well, obviously, Firehouse Rock was very disappointing first up, you know, without the blinkers, and David Hayes said that was his error, and he worked the other day, worked nice at Lindsay Park, and the blinkers go back on. So he's drawn 7. We really expect him to do something on Saturday. If he doesn't, we're probably in a bit of trouble with him. But David's confident that the blinkers will switch him back on, and we'll be back competing at the pointy end of the race. Basso, obviously last start, Oliver took him to the front, and that was a strange move really, and the horse was no good at the end. So look, he worked at the Valley on Tuesday morning and looked impressive in his video there, and I'm sure you'll see a Basso ridden with cover and save for one late run at him. And I think a Basso can run a big race, and he won't be 250 this week. It might be $4 or $5, and for all of us that lost our money last start, we might get it back on Saturday.
Let's hope so. We move to, actually I may have skipped by, Tactibustron, which will be, I don't know what time, but Friday night sometime, our time.
Yeah, look, he's entered for York in the Lansdale Cup. It's his first run since Ascot. He's drawn, I think, 6 of 12, and the track at the moment, Peter, is good to soft, so we do need a little bit more rain for him to take his place. So we'll just have to stand by till Friday to see if it gets wet enough to run.
Let's hope it's wet, because it'd be great to see him back.
Yeah, it'll be good to see him run. It's a lead-up run to the St Leger in Ireland, and then he's got 2 runs in France. So he kicks off Friday night, but only if it's wet.
Yeah. Sunday, Cullinan at Cranbourne?
Cranbourne, yes. Well, he was fair first up. He ran a nice enough race for a debut runner, and I don't know if he'll get a run on Sunday, but we're hoping he will. And I think you'll find he'll be in around probably the top 5. But the stable have a good opinion of him, and Cranbourne's a bit of a funny track. It can be tight, and it can be on pace bias, so we'll need luck there. But looking for an improved run there on Sunday, provided he gets a run. And then Monday, where do we go?
We go to Warrnambool, where, for the people that missed out with Grand Arrow Friday at Mildura, hoping for a run there, along with 2 of Matty Williams's in Already Like Her and Short Espresso. Yeah,
well, let's start with Short Espresso. He likes it wet, and obviously Warrnambool's going to be wet on Monday, even though the weather's supposed to be fine over the weekend, but there is a lot of rain forecast for Monday.
Yeah.
So it could turn dirty down there, so we'll just have to wait and see. Watching the news over the last couple of weeks, the forecast has been way off the money. So if they say it's going to rain, it normally the sun's out there. But
some of these tracks don't take much rain to make them heavy.
No, Warrnambool's heavy 9 at the moment. So look, at the end of the day, he's in his right race, and you know, he's a chance to win there. As is Already Like Her. She likes it wet, and she's busting to win a race, and she gets a chance there in that grade. And Grand Arrow, well, we know he doesn't like the wet. So I think if it's a heavy 9 there and he gets a run, I doubt we'd run. I think it'd be stupid. Very frustrating just with that horse at the moment. So we've got the nose roll on, we've got everything right, we just need to get a run on a firm track. And unfortunately, Mildura would have been perfect tomorrow, but not to be.
Yep. And finally, just looking way ahead, Galileo's Pearl at Pakenham on Tuesday and La Passe at Sandown on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. So Galileo's Pearl, spoke to Mick Ken, he's definitely going to Pakenham Tuesday over the 1600, and he's very, very pleased with his work. And also on Wednesday, La Passe gets back to Sandown, should be on a wet track, and hopefully she can return to the winner's circle.
Righto, just quickly, website issues, get to me. Obviously we've had a bit of trouble with a few things with the upgrade, passwords. Any problems, just come to me. Just another quick mention on the late mail lunch, that's up rolling on the website, so if you want tickets there, there's still quite a few available. The Ballarat Turf Club has their awards night on September 12th. Again, we'll try and get a table together, so again, just...
$60 a head, cash bar if you want to come to Waterloo.
It's usually a really good night.
Pete's panicking because the next trialers are just going to the gate, so he's trying to wrap this up really fast. So we might just leave it there, so because he's got to sprint 50 metres and that's worth videoing. Hey, slow motion. But look, guys, until next week, I'm Darren Dance. This is Peter Morganti. Have a great week.
It's out, Princess Hussey's weaving through, Imaging trying to let down, and finally Harada Full gets to the outside, starts to run on strongly. Mighty Halo had taken the lead, Princess Hussey is after it, Harada Full's running around but he's still coming as Princess Hussey drove to the lead. Harada Full on the outside is trying, Princess Hussey, Harada Full, he doesn't want to go past again, does he? Princess Hussey wanted ahead, Harada Full.